What's going on? This is the Broke Genius, and welcome to the life of a broke genius. Welcome to my channel.
What's going on? Today I'm going to be talking about Zetas, not to be confused with anything associated with like fraternities and sororities. This is just basically the hierarchy of just basically the class of men and women. It's just basically in relation to just how people rank in society. So getting right into it, a lot of people, even including myself for a while, I would just basically talk about the dynamic of a beta and an alpha. Well, a lot of people confuse zetas with betas, and it doesn't give the actual credit where credit is due, because actually to be even a beta male is higher tiered than other men in society or the women in society even. So the zeta dynamic is the dynamic of someone that is on the bottom tier of society. So more lower class individuals, such as someone on the bus that's, begging for change, even people that are permanently lower class. So that will be someone that has been on, in a poverty state for, decades, years and years. Someone that's been a substance abuser for decades and decades. I mean, like, everybody knows someone that in society, they've struggled with some type of addiction, whether it be alcohol, whether it be crack, heroin, they just had, a bad summer, a bad year, and then they got hooked on something and they just was never the same. Even the whole quote unquote urban legend, where I don't know if this is somewhere, if you heard this before, but it goes like this. Such and such was at the bar and he left his drink someone slipped such and such a Mickey, and then next thing this guy was never the same, or this girl was never the same. What's going on, women of the past? So that is even that in that case, where I've heard of that so many times. I've heard that a few times where you see somebody walking around the neighborhood, an adult male, walking around the neighborhood, and it's always men for some reason, which is hilarious. But such and such is Rob, or Bob or whatever. He was fine one day, and then somebody slipped him a Mickey, and then next thing you know, he's walking around permanently 15 years old. That is also someone that is like pretty much what I'm talking about. That is a permanent Zeta, which is someone that is on the bottom strung of society. Now, the thing is that the reason why I'm actually putting this out, because there's other people that talk about Zetas, and then finally I'm going to talk about Sigma next. This is something that I wanted to put out first, because a lot of times people actually they feel a certain type of way if you call them a beta male, or women don't really. I don't hear women talking about that, like beta alpha dynamic, but some do. But the thing is that is not to be offended if someone calls you a beta male, because it's actually worse that you could be called. Because basically, if someone calls you a Zeta male, that is someone basically saying that you're a bum. Because basically, ideally, that is typically what a Zeta would be someone that is just pretty much on the bottom strungs of society, and that is primarily what is what I mean by a Zeta, as far as in the terms of alpha, beta, sigma, and zeta. Now, another thing is, I'm not going to make this one long. This is just just a video to get out. Another thing that I'm going to mention, as far as, when it comes to the dynamic of what's going on, my favorite YouTuber, he popped out of the shadows. But basically, the Zeta dynamic is something that, basically you've invested in Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I shoot, man. That's too rich for my blood. I got a little fragmented amount of Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, the whole dynamic of Zeta is not necessarily also something that could be permanent. The thing is that if you just, failed on the bottom tier of your luck, you be considered someone that, doesn't really have anywhere to live, just lost all your money, you're dead broke. Yeah, you are considered at that moment, you're no longer the leader of the pack. You are, the bottom of the pack. You're pretty much not to even mention as far as a wolf pack, because actually the alpha male, his designation is at the bottom of the pack. But in the sense of human hierarchy, in the case where you're on the bottom tier, bottom strung of your of society, where as far as financially speaking, you would be considered a Zeta male. But there is not an absolute with that, because sometimes people, like, for example, I mentioned Sigma before. You can actually be a Sigma and actually go from top to bottom depending on the situation. For example, I mentioned the idea of a spy. So if a spy, his job is to infiltrate, let's just say his job was to infiltrate a small village in Somalia. Well, in that case, he has to be, or she has to be, a Sigma, because he has to, no matter what the situation where his actual real life or her real life is, she has to infiltrate, or he, impoverished village in, subs or lower, the Horn of Africa, to basically do a mission. By that definition, that person is, a Sigma, because they can go from that extreme to all the way to a lower tier, to a Zeta, to fit in a lower strong of society. Now, it's people that, like myself, has been in many cases, unfortunately, I've gotten emails from my subs talking about how much money they've made from picking stocks, and I have to first feel good that someone's actually paying attention, but after I feel good, I start to feel bad, because it's like, damn, I'm not invested that much in the stock market, so I'm not making that much as far as returns. And I just be like, kind of scratching my head, like, damn, it's kind of like bittersweet. Like, damn, yeah, you actually paying attention. I'm making people money, but then it's like, wow, I'm not really benefiting from it, because I'm not making that much money. But that is definitely a sidebar to the conversation. But the thing is that, yeah, I have been on the lower strongs of society many times. Now, some would argue that, hey, Broke Genius, you're probably a Zeta male now. Well, no, because the thing about it is, the Zeta would be someone that has no money. No, if they even work, their job would be, something where it's minimum wage, which minimum wage is very difficult to get out of the quote unquote state of just paying for the cost of living, because it's very, very low as far as what you actually get. And then also, a lot of times people like that, they don't lead anybody anywhere but other people that are on a lower spectrum as they are. And also, they don't own houses or cars and shit. I mean, I definitely have pulled myself up by my bootstraps in the past couple years. So I am definitely not a Zeta, but a couple years ago, you could say the argument yeah, I would definitely consider myself that dynamic, because I actually had to get myself back up. And I wouldn't even say that I'm a Sigma, but I definitely can be, because I can go from a lower spectrum to a higher spectrum and blend in. But as far as, you can't pretend that you're something if you're broke. And I mean, what I mean by broke, I don't even mean broke, I mean poor. When you're poor, you can't pretend like you're rich. I mean, you can try, but you'll look stupid like a lot of other people do. You either are or you aren't. You're easier being a Sigma, where as far as you're rich, but you could pretend to be poor, versus if you're poor, it's very difficult to pretend to be rich, because you one supersedes the other. But that's what I mean as far as Sigma is relation to the conversation as far as the Zeta. Now, the thing also is that when it comes to the Zeta dynamic, is a lot of what society does, the rich, the super rich, and even upper middle class and even middle class, they would rather pay for people to stay at the bottom and be all right with it. They will pay for the rest of a person's life to actually be on the bottom strung of society, because it's just like, kind of like, if I pay you to be broke or poor, and you just stay in this box, is really a win-win for me. Because by definition, in order to get welfare, in order to get Section 8 vouchers, in order to get anything when it comes to subsidies, you have to qualify for it. In order to qualify for it, you have to not earn a certain amount of money. And what I found out is, through close family members of mine, they were all right with actually, and other people as well, they were all right with actually being poor. I mean, literally living a life where they're poor, meaning they will only work a certain amount of hours. They will only get a certain amount of job, a certain job where they paid a certain amount of money, where it did not go over that amount in order for them to qualify for their government subsidy. So it literally was something that they would want to do and want to keep for as long as they could. And it didn't regulate, or it didn't like hit them where, okay, well, if I keep doing this, I'm literally getting paid to be mediocre, to even be below mediocre, right? People actually live that lifestyle right now as we speak. And, it's some people that are cash heavy, where they save a whole bunch of cash under the mattress and stuff like that. But most people don't even do that. Most people actually, they just literally don't have a bank account. They don't have, anything that where they can trace their money that's coming in and out, because they want to keep this particular government subsidy, right? And what actually happens is the taxpayer, right? They happily pay it, because if they don't have to deal with these Zetas that actually are competing, such as themselves as well as their children, to keep them in a certain box, it's a well-deserved payoff. And this is the thing that people that are on these subsidies or are in this type of mindset, I don't know if they ever really understand that it's like literally wealthy individuals as well as snobbish individuals that are very, very much elitist. They are fine and dandy with paying you that monthly amount that you absolutely love and actually enjoy every month, so you can stay in the ghetto, so you can stay in the hood, so you can stay poor, because by that definition you won't compete with them, and your children won't compete with their children. This dynamic, a lot of people don't really care to understand, because they're so stuck in mediocrity or below mediocrity that they don't even care. Like, the thing is that I look at things, I look at society as a whole, I look at the rich, I look at the poor, I look at the mindsets, and I've seen it, because I've gotten welfare before, I've gotten food stamps before, and I always understood that this was something that was temporary. This is not something that's going to be like some lifelong goal and journey, because I absolutely, once I understood that it's trillions of dollars traded every day on the markets worldwide, a lot of this money, if you can compete, you can get it. But definitely if you get certain subsidies and stuff like that, if you can compete, you won't get those. And if that overrides your notion or wanting to actually compete, then you'll stay boxed in and you'll be permanently on the underclass. And that is exactly what I mean by a permanent, Zeta. Okay. A lot of people are lifelong Zetas. And here's it's two tiers. Okay, I'm seeing you guys' comments. Yeah, it's pretty much that's what I mean by that. And definitely that. It literally kills it without even killing it. Because it's like you put yourself in check. Like, so the dynamic that I'm talking about is you got people that are, like I say, permanent Zetas, where they can't get out of that because they're either mentally ill or they have some type of substance abuse. Like I know people that have been on crack for decades, and then you like, well, damn, I haven't seen this person. Then you see them, it's like, damn, they're still on crack. They've been on crack for like what, 20 or 30 years now. But they, the crack is pretty much keeping them alive, but they're permanent Zetas. Whereas you have other people that they have a brand new car, they have flat screen TVs in their house, in every room. They're living a pretty good life, but they got Section 8. They got food stamps. They got all kinds of different things going on. We might even have child support payments. And these people will literally, they don't have any like substance abuse, mental issues, such as like they are taking some type of medication, and they, have some type of like problem adjusting to society. It's like pretty much the only problem that a lot of these people have is they're like, it's like the hamster, it's like the mouse utopia experiment. The only thing that is keeping them in this utopia is the wanting of the free handout versus overcoming that mark of being able to qualify and just actually over qualifying and just getting off of it. They would rather stay on it so they can get this free free grain, like such as a mouse, keeping free, getting free grain and whatnot. They will literally keep themselves in a state where, it's not mental, it's not where they're addicted. They, I guess you can say it's something, because they get addicted to the idea of free, the idea of some type of welfare handed to me. And then this is not just black people. This is all types of people. Like, you wouldn't believe how many people that are actually on welfare. And I'm talking about, generational welfare, where they don't look at it like, okay, well, I'll just get off of this, and then, I'll have everything that, I can get, and I can't have anybody cap you. Because the thing is that one thing people don't understand about this is, let's say if you have Section 8, the thing about Section 8 is you definitely have to, earn less than a certain amount of money. Once you earn more than that set amount of threshold that if you make more than that, they'll kick you off. And then also, if you got Section 8, you have to have home inspections every like year or so. And it literally, someone comes in and they actually come and see how you living, seeing if you messing up the place. Kind of almost like an animal. Like, it's really, really demeaning, but a lot of times people don't really care, because it's just the idea of getting something for free, that they'll rather get that little small boxed in handout and actually non-compete, and I almost feel like everybody else is a sucker, but they don't see the sucker that's given to them every month to keep them in this box so they don't compete. And other people in society that don't have this threshold to compete with, they, you know, do whatever they want. They can buy as much Bitcoin as they actually want. They can buy as many stocks as they want and make as much money as they want because they don't have anybody over them, you know, saying, oh, you got to make this amount. Once you make over this amount, you no longer qualify. You know, that's what I mean by that. You know, so, you know, and if this offends people, I hope it does, because the thing is that if you never thought about that shit and you getting all that free shit from the government, guess what? They'll pay it for the rest of your life, because if they can put you in a permanent state of being a Zeta male or a Zeta female, guess what? They'll do it. They'll pay it because it's worth it, you know, and I've already mentioned why it's worth it for them. But another thing is, and this goes into the whole, you know, why does Pookie get these desirable women? Pookie being a bum, right? Being a bum in the hood, right? Why does he get these desirable women? And this goes into the body dynamic, okay? The human body. So you got some guys that they might be a Zeta as far as their classification in society. They might be a hood dude, saggy pants, you know, undesirable to other men as far as like, damn, this dude's a bum just in the hood. But the thing about why Pookie gets the desirable women, one thing that Pookie has that others might not have, or maybe even twofold, Pookie don't care, and Pookie's packing. And what I mean by packing is he's got a healthy body and he's got a healthy shaft, whereas a guy that might be working and eating a lot, and he might be a beta male or even alpha male, you know, he might not necessarily, you know, be in the hood or even, well, not so much in this case, because it was women in other societies or whatever that are actually coming into the hood and picking up Pookie, or, you know, dealing with Pookie or whatever. They just, for whatever reason, never, you know, cross paths with these women, or maybe these women are might be, you know, it's something that, as far as a disconnect when it comes to these women, but for one reason or another, these women, they like the Pookie because Pookie has something to poke them with. And, you know, his body is like an alpha male's body. He might have an alpha male frame, an alpha male figure, and definitely an alpha when it comes to sex, right? But he's just broke as hell. He doesn't have that much money. He doesn't really even know how to make money a lot of times legally, but he has that alpha frame and alpha sexual, you know, prowess. And that is why a lot of you know, quote unquote Zeta males, they can get desirable women because they have that dynamic. You take everything else away, they don't really have that much to go by, you know, and that one thing, that's all they need. And then that level of not really giving a hell about, you know, a lot of stuff, that also, you know, drives women crazy, because they don't have a lot of cares, such as, you know, someone is an alpha male, beta male that's trying to hold on to their position. They already in a lower position and they know what they have, and basically they know how to use it, and they know why women want them, and they just focus on that, and that's it. And that gets them a lot of times out of their circumstances, because at the very least they'll be someone that could be a homosexual, you know, or even, you know, I haven't really went in depth into homosexuality, because you got homosexuals that actually have their fathers. You got homosexuals that actually have families. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if a just basically I didn't talk about a homosexual that goes with a chick and then actually knocks her up. You know, he knocks up a 92 octane or, you know, 89 octane. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even talked about that, you know, because a lot of times women like that, they'll have the secret abortion or whatever the situation may occur, where they'll have the morning after pill. They, you know, a lot of times even be on birth control, you know, but it's some instances where, you know, homosexuals become fathers and then they got to deal with this dude, right? You know what I'm saying? So but that is, you know, one of the things that is the thing why a Zeta male can get, you know, any type of woman, just about, not any type, but women across all octane scales, by just being kind of in the right place, opening up his mouth, having a level of confidence, and then also having that you know, sexual prowess and ability. Whereas, you know, some men of a higher tier, such as beta, you know, alpha, they might, you know, for one reason or not, you know, slip through the cracks and not particularly, because a lot of times, a lot of these women that actually get these men also are rejects within their octane or their class, right? So you'll a lot of times you'll get 89 octane that is a reject in her particular, like, you know, amongst her group, and a 92 octane also that's a reject amongst her group. What I mean by reject is she's not really able to click well with her men of her same caliber, and that goes for the 89 as well. And when they're hugging that pillow and they got, you know, some bum dude hitting their inbox, you know, DMing them, you know, it might be hard for them to resist that. And then bada bing, bada boom, and there you have it, you know. But you know, that's just my take on it. I will definitely drop the link, and you know, if anybody has any questions, I see the comments. I just wanted to get through this little short introduction. It actually it went longer than I expected it to go. And yeah, as far as your is what you were saying, as far as Soul Shader, as far as I think it went away, but if just invested in Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, I got small increments amounts of Bitcoin, but yeah, the market is going crazy, man. I mean, I had someone email me. I ain't gonna mention anybody's name, but you know, I had someone just message me and said that good lookout on Soul. So is this particular stock here, and you know, they made a whole bunch of money off of it. And this is one of the stocks that I mentioned, and it just took off, man. It took off so big within a 1 month time frame. I actually I felt good that I picked it, but it's like I felt bad as hell because I didn't even put any money into it. It's like, you know, it's like, damn, man. You know, I'm like, damn. I mean, come on, man. I'm glad to see somebody's paying attention to me, but God, dog. I mean, I gotta start. You know, definitely. I can't wait to get this house done. I mean, once I get this house done, I'm putting stacks on stacks in my damn brokerage account, and I'm not playing. I mean, I'm trying to make out like a bat and a thief in the night, man. But I mean, my Robin Hood right now, man, I'm at $51, man. I jumped on Naked Brands group early this morning, and then I hopped out, and yeah, man, I you know, pretty much I did a BGS move. One thing I say, man, I listen to people, man, and one thing I learned from BGS, he said, you know, basically regarding stocks is sell the truth and dump the lie. You know what I'm saying? Basically, like a lot of times these stocks they do a pump and they dump. Well, when they go high, a lot of times I just sell off because it's like, man, I mean,
Yeah, I always like you, always on point. I don't care if people, whatever they think, you always on point.
yeah. So what do you think about the Zeta dynamic? Do
I
you
learned I learned something from you tonight because I had not under clear understanding the monopoly of the Zetas. Like, I didn't understand the welfare in America. You know how because I'm from North Africa, right? So when I came here, I did not understand all that because I didn't have to, right? I had another type of life, so I didn't have to. I was not exposed to this, but now
Mhm.
I am. So now that I am, I did not have a straight understanding of the welfare and how you qualify to be completely fully taken care of.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's very interesting because um, I when I read a little bit on it, it says it was like you said it was temporary until you can find yourself in in a certain niche that you might thrives to.
Hmm.
And it's a good bridge because where I come from, there is no bridge. Period. You better have a parachute because if you don't,
Yeah.
it's a straight line down to the ground with no parachute. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
I had friends, man, that went overseas to like Saudi Arabia, and they told me stories about how like if you're poor over in like Saudi Arabia, you are very poor. Like
Really?
yeah, like
Wow.
yeah.
Suckers.
They said basically that it was people that had no limbs that was crawling around, and
Jeez.
people would get them bags of food, and they were like extremely poor. Like
Yeah.
here, if people are walking around with no limbs, it's gonna be somebody that helps them, get them a power chair. This country will help. If you have nothing, like they'll
Okay.
help you out if you want to get help, right? But over there, he said like it's people that they have no limbs. Some of them
Nope.
is extremely poor,
Yes,
and
sir.
yeah, I mean it's like a difference of people. How poor someone is in another country versus here. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's what angle I was looking at and listening what you say. It is amazing. Well, and then another thing though is in the Arab countries, like from Arabia Saudite, Arabia Saudi, how you say in English?
Saudi
Uh,
Arabia,
say I can
Saudi
Saudi Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia. Okay.
Yeah. The House of Saud. The House of
Saudi.
So do you know the history behind Saudi Arabia or the House of Saud?
All I know is because I'm from Morocco, which is not in Saudi Arabia, is those people are Bedouins and they are a bunch of Bedouins who will never like their neck are stiff, and I can see them all the time in Morocco. They're just, but yeah, I don't know where they're really coming from. Like I have
Well,
not read. Yeah,
the House of Saud is a tribal, like a Bedouin tribe, like you say.
right.
So what happened was this is from what I researched and what other people told me as well. They were like basically victors in a civil war. So it was tribemen against other tribal tribes, right? And the House of Saud came out on top because basically once they found oil in the ground back in the early 1900s, it was a civil war, and basically the House of Saud, the Saudis, they were the victors of that war, and then they basically ascended themselves on that land, and stuck claim to that land, and that's why you have Saudi Arabia, and they're very rich because they have a lot of
Oh yeah.
oil. you know.
Shame on
And
them though, because I've been around this world. I'm not gonna put it all on the table right now because I don't want
mm,
people to like, oh my god. But yeah, those people, shame on them because they have so much money, and somebody in Saudi Arabia should not be crawling the floor. All right,
yeah,
so you can see
yeah,
their humanitarian dignity. They have none,
yeah, yeah.
suckers.
Well,
Yeah.
this country, what they do is it's other countries that supply welfare too. That it actually supplies more welfare than the United States. But
Yes.
what the dynamic of what I mentioned as far as the people that actually they get addicted to the welfare
Yes.
that and then put themselves on a permanent underclass. They this is what I looked at, outside. I had, I started to research everything I could on the wealthy and the rich and elite back over 10 years ago.
Oh
And
wow.
when I researched it, I came to an understanding. I had an aha moment. I'm like, well, that's the reason why they're okay with paying this welfare. With, some people complain, but they still pay and willingly pay, because if they can keep these people in a box, in a permanent box, they put themselves in check. So
Right.
as to not compete. Because see, here's the thing, like, if you can get a check for, a welfare check, if you can get social security check, you can get let's say section 8 voucher. You got income, you got food, you got a housing, right, all paid for. And you get addicted to this free subsidies.
Right.
Then you'll keep that for a long time, and then your children, then they will stay on it most likely, and then next thing you know, then you're not competing to live to be these rich people's next door neighbor, because you can very much well compete, and then next thing you know, you might be living next door to these people. You know what I'm saying? You might be living maybe even across town. Your kids might go to that same high school. If you work really, really hard, if you do, smart moves, you could be very much well these people's neighbors, and they have to cross paths with you. Well, if they just pay you that money to stay poor, then you will never cross paths with them and their children, as far as in the school system, their same school system their children are in, and as well as, like, being these people's next door neighbors and stuff like that. So when I thought of that,
Right.
I was like, wow, but the thing about it is, man, um, I used to have conversations with family members of myself. I mean, family members of mine, and I used to say, you know, the money that they giving you for the Section 8, you paying more than if you even go get a mortgage. If you go get a mortgage,
How?
you pay, because like for example, like I had a sister, basically she would get Section 8, and she was paying like $800, because her voucher, they only covered, I think, like 70% or 60% or something like that. So she still had to pay like about $700-800. So
Okay.
if you got a mortgage for a house less than 100 grand, that will be less than what your mortgage will be.
Oh, I
You
see.
know,
That makes
yeah.
sense now. Yes.
So yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, you know, yeah, my mom wasn't, she wasn't on no Section 8, so this was something that she learned from her friends and stuff, because yeah, my mom, she just, had a mortgage and stuff like that. But I tried to make some sense with her, but she just didn't see the whole overall picture as
That
I
is
did.
wonderful because
You
it
know,
shows you her quality of how we want to say that she doesn't, she knew in her higher self that that was not right.
Yeah. Well, my uncle said this. He said compete. My uncle before he died,
Right.
he said you got to compete, man. No matter what you do, man, you got to compete. And that I always think about that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, I just thought of this recently as far as, what, they'll just pay to keep, they'll happily, as I start to really, drive around a lot of rich neighborhoods and, even hear a lot of people that are well to do. If you ask them, they'll tell you that we'll happily pay that bill for you to stay in that box. You know what I'm saying? We'll happily do that because I'm just saying the mean ones.
Because
Now the real
no,
nice ones, the
the
real
fact
nice ones, the cool ones, they'll help you get up out of your circumstances. And I've yet
that's
to
right.
meet some of those people. But the
That's right.
mean and evil ones, they will happily pay that bill for you to stay on welfare, to stay on Section 8, to stay just in that box
Right.
that to be permanently, underclass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is a different spin on it because I don't think nobody talked about the
Nope.
dynamic of welfare and Section 8 and stuff as far as I did, but I
Hmm.
had to go a little bit in the rabbit hole here because basically, like, I mean, it's people that are, unfortunately, because of circumstances, they're permanently underclass, will become permanently on that bottom strung as far as being a Zeta. And then you got people like, for the dynamic of people that are getting, boxed in. They're boxing themselves in because of a free handout that you literally they're actually pretending to be poor purposely so they can get a free handout.
Oh, I'm one of them. I don't like to shine. Like if I have something, like since I'm little, I'm very modest,
Mm,
And I grew up poor,
mm.
but and I don't like to show when I have.
No, I'm not talking about
Oh,
that. I'm talking about, okay, and I mentioned that earlier. I'm not talking about if you're being invisible, like I mentioned invisible. Like if you got money and you're being modest or minimalistic, that's a difference between that's not what I mean by like you're getting, you know, government subsidies and actually being poor on the purpose of getting a subsidy. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you got money already, you do well or you do okay financially, and you just, are being modest and minimalistic, that is fine.
right.
I try being a minimalist. I actually strive to be minimalistic, but I think I don't know, you gotta have things like taken care of in your life to be minimalistic. I
That's
mean,
true.
I'm not taking care of. I'm still striving, but I've definitely researched feng shui.
Yeah.
I'm definitely probably gonna talk about that.
Oh,
But
nice.
feng shui is kind of like that where you have everything that you need in proper alignment and nothing
Right.
more. And that's it's something to it
Peace
because
of mind.
you ever walk in somebody's house and then basically, man, you could feel the negative energy.
Oh yeah.
That's feng shui at its realest. Like you have bad spirits in the house and stuff like that. It's definitely related to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not. This is not to dehumanize anyone or talk down about anybody. I'm a self improvement guy. I mean, that's my whole spiel, damn near. And I definitely was. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. A couple years ago, I definitely was that particular type of person. I was a Zeta as far as every sense of the word because I just got out of jail. I was on house arrest. I had no way to work because I had to like get approval to work. I mean, it was really, really bad.
I bet.
I had to come up from the bottom. I lost my job before I went to jail. I lost my house, my job. I lost everything, just about. Including being connected to my family. I mean,
Sometimes
I
that's
was
what
on
it
the
takes.
bottom. I literally was on the bottom. I mean, so I had to slowly but surely get myself back up to the top. I mean, I'm still trying. A lot of people are doing way better than I am as far as my age. I know they are, but I just gotta keep going. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
don't
was
get discouraged. It's okay.
yeah, I was definitely a Zeta couple years ago. It's not a permanent thing unless you want it to be. It's like basically if you want to reach to the stars, you reach to the stars. I mean, it's up to you. I that's why I wrote my book and I wrote down that idea as far as my millionaire savings plan, saving one step at a time, 1,000 to
Yes.
all the way to $1 million. I mean, that's helped me get from being on that bottom strung and buying more assets and saving more, and doing a lot better. Like right now,
That's awesome.
I got my house, and I'm almost done with the electricity. It's like
Oh wow,
over
super.
3 grand, 3 grand as far as the bill alone with electricity.
Oh
And
wow.
the plumbing, I got another plumber coming this Saturday to look at the plumbing, see if he can help me out for a lot
Yes.
less price, because the plumber before him talking about $1,500.
Yeah.
So I got to do that, and then I got to do get the heating, get a furnace in there and stuff. So it's like, I mean, I'm making some moves, man.
Little by
I'll be
little, you
all
get
right.
there.
Yeah, and then after I get this house fixed up, I'll be looking for another house to get, and then definitely trying to buy some stocks and stuff like that. But I was that lower tier guy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna, I'm not talking about anybody per se. I'm just stating the facts.
Hmm.
Sometimes the truth hurts to some people if you don't,
But the truth is
if you
healing.
yeah, I mean, definitely, because I learned about this dynamic from people off YouTube. I've never heard of this. Like
No,
nobody
me
talks about
either.
this outside of YouTube. I've never heard. Only thing I heard was the beta and the alpha,
Right.
dynamic. I learned about the zeta and sigma, which I'm gonna be talking about next. From YouTube, and it makes sense because a lot of times people, they feel bad if you talk about beta males and beta, they think that's a bad word and shit. It's not. It's worse
Why?
things than a beta. If you're a beta, that just means that basically you're someone that is not that physical, as far as a male. You're not that physical. You're
Right.
very you use more of your intelligence and intellect than your physical might,
Oh
but
yeah.
you're a higher tier. It's beta males that are millionaires, that have very good jobs, that have very stable families, they
Yes.
have wives, they have mistresses, they are a very good position in society. Now what you don't want to be most times, unless you want to be, is a zeta male or female.
Yeah, I think that's the
You
bottom.
yeah, you don't want to be on the bottom. If you're a beta male or female, that's not bad. Okay, that's right next, and then you could, you that's right next to, alpha. It's not like you're at the bottom. So this is my way of like actually kind of helping that dynamic out and that understanding, because everybody is talking about their alpha male, and that's bullshit because that is not how that works. Not everybody can be the fucking chief. Not everybody's an
No.
alpha male. Not everybody, is even a beta male. You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
And don't
a
you
lot
think
of
the
people talking about, a lot of women talking about dusty guys or dusty males.
oh
I'm gonna be talking about that too, because here's the thing: a dusty dude is all right when you need your car work done, right? Your car break down. who you want? You want a dusty male to the rescue, right? Because most of the mechanics, they got dust all in their fingers, dirt, grime, oil. You want that dusty dude to come save you when your car is broke down. Because basically a lot of dusty males will be blue collar males. You know, someone that
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, someone like I need my furnace installed. It's gonna be a dusty dude that's gonna come install my furnace. I mean, he's working in a HVAC system. I mean, a freaking
I don't.
I always
I
forget the
didn't
damn
understand that, but I'm
terms.
glad you're telling me all that.
Yeah, I mean, like he's working in, these freaking vents and shit like that, and there's tons of dust in there. I mean,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? It's all right when you need when your furnace go out, you need a dusty dude then. Plumbers are dusty. All these guys, man, these blue collar guys that when some shit broke, you okay with a dusty dude coming to your rescue. And then another thing is, my mechanic told me a story about how a chick didn't have no money and she needed a car fixed, and he had her bent over the garage.
Not too
You
great.
know, shoot, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't had
It's a
no
trade.
money. Right. It's a trade off.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, all that bull crap is talk, man. But it's it is what it is. But
But genius, you understood your lesson. You moving on, and also you going to the next level. It'll take the time it takes, but at least you are going forward,
hell yeah, yeah.
and that's
I, I
what
just
matters.
I just hate to fall off again. I hope to not fall off anymore in life. I mean, if I can help it, I'm just full speed ahead because
You gotta be
I
disciplined for that, though,
yeah you know
mentally, physically, and actions.
yeah it's mind, body, and soul.
Correct.
Because the thing is that that's why
Exercise.
even a zeta male or zeta female, they can get with a dude that or get with a chick that is a very desirable woman or higher tier
Okay.
woman because their mind, body, and soul is prime. Because you got a lot of guys that fall off. Alpha males and
Hmm.
beta males fall off. You got a lot of beta males that got a body like in the thumbnail.
I
They
think it's
got a good
because they're not sincere.
yeah, they got a good job, but their body is a zeta body.
Oh, okay.
You got people that have zeta bodies. You know what I'm saying? Where you
What is
got some
zeta body again? Can you tell me that?
huh?
What is zeta body is?
A lower tier body. You know what I'm saying? You got guys that can't get it up
Oh,
because
I
they
see.
got so much blockages. I mean, they
Mm,
got, you get older because guys hit the wall too. So you got guys that
okay.
get the
What?
wall.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm saying too much stuff you never heard of before or something.
No, I didn't. Like seriously, I
Oh,
didn't.
oh yeah, I mean you got men and women that have terrible bodies. You know what I'm saying? They got very sickly bodies
Oh.
because eating all of the animal flesh after so many
Hmm.
years, your body gets clogged up. Your
Yes.
arteries get a lot of plaque and build up, and then next thing you know, you like 40 years old, 35 years old,
And your
and then
body
next thing you know,
collapse.
you have an erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
You can't get it up. You having problems getting it up. Then you
Hmm.
got some dude that lives in the hood that's broke as hell, bummed out. He
Both
can get it
people.
up with no problems.
Oh,
Who's the
really?
woman
Good for
gonna get
him.
with? Who's the
Oh,
woman
good.
gonna get with?
They usually go with women maybe that accept them the way they are and then call it a day. I guess I don't know.
I mean, they get with the man that can rock the boat. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? And
actually, if you can get along with somebody, it's nice. I guess. Um, I don't know what to tell you about that. I have no
I mean, they
idea.
they They get with somebody, man, that could make them come. That's what they get with. And a lot of times the guys that the street dudes that it might be poor as hell, they can make them women come very well. And
Right.
they pretty much
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what's good about them. Yeah, because they probably get a real relationship,
yeah,
sexually romantic. But I mean,
right.
at the same time, it's
And
so
and
yeah.
it's like a lot of times women don't understand. I mean, guys don't. They looking at it from one dynamic,
Okay,
and it's like, well, how look at who they getting and who the guys that they getting. Like
I
I
don't
remember
know.
being,
You
I
know better
remember,
than me.
man, women.
Teach me.
Yeah, I remember women coming to me, man, like this other guy, he couldn't do nothing, or he couldn't do, get it up or anything like that. And then they
But
get
that's
with
his
me.
fault, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you are responsible for your physical aspect, and if you physically cannot perform,
Hmm.
um, then it should be put on the table. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So it's just the whole thing is mind, body, and soul. A lot of times
Yeah,
you
if it's a
yo,
partner that you know for very, very long time and is also your friend, then you compromise, I guess. There is like
yeah,
no other way to go with that.
yeah. If you got you make money, you
Things
quote unquote a
works,
leader,
yeah,
but your body is messed up,
shut
jacked
down.
up. You leaving somebody else to be able to be in a prime position, because I mean you got dudes, man, in the hood, they don't even go to the gym, but they got their own little hood backyard
Stamina.
gym,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got they prime, they ready to go, and then next thing you know, you wondering why Pookie got your girl. Well, Pookie be working out. He might not have no
Typical.
job and everything, and he got time to work out. But Pookie working out,
Right.
and then next thing you know, he working out your girl that you want,
And
or
actually,
maybe even your actual girl.
God damn, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little bit odd, but I heard things like from people that was saying that they've been rented for the night. The Pookie guys, you know?
Uh huh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Uh,
you got you
can't,
got a lot of you got a lot of dudes now that
because I don't like to
they
talk about
actually.
people. It's not my style, but it
Yeah,
was
you
crazy.
got dudes, man, that are definitely getting paid, man,
Right.
to have, cause see, here's the thing. You gotta imagine. You gotta go inside the world of a guy that he been poor his whole life.
Yep.
He know what he got. He knows what women want.
Hmm.
So when he see a woman that got a good job, she got a decent car, she got a nice place to live, she got a lot of little small, little, tangible wealth, right? He
Yeah.
gonna be like, well, okay, you gonna want to drive the car. He wanna get some money. He gonna want, eventually to move in, maybe, or eventually. And if that chick don't supply whatever he want, then she ain't gonna get him no more.
Okay, well,
And,
that's
and-
going to cut it off right there. You know what I'm
but
saying? I mean, you
you got
are a
you got
clown while
women,
you're
but you got women
Thanksgiving.
that can't cut it off, man.
Well, that's
Women
their
of the
problem,
past,
man.
you got women that can't cut it off.
Okay,
You
well,
know this
look.
this man. You got women that got with men that they done had the best ever. They got the best. You know what I'm saying? Sex that they ever had in their life. You
I mean,
think they
it's not
gonna want
just
to cut
sex,
it off
though.
with a
Yeah.
guy? Huh?
Well, it's not about sex. Also, it's about like when somebody is healthy, it's attractive. Okay.
But that's
And they
but
don't have to
that's
be King
but
Kong, but
but
beef is
that's
a
but see you
straight up
see
guy.
here's the thing. You coming from it from a dynamic. I understand. This is America, okay?
Yeah, really.
This ain't this
Tell me
ain't
about
this
it.
ain't this ain't North Africa. It's not the Middle East. It's not even Africa. It's not. It's the West.
Right.
It's the. It's the West basically.
Good
So
Lord.
there's a freedom. There's a freedom when it comes to sexuality in the West,
Too much
and
freedom.
not all women
Yes.
come from that same understanding that you understand. And I you know what I'm saying,
Thank you
I
for
should
understanding that.
yeah, I shouldn't even be even
Appreciate it.
talking about that because I know where you coming from. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that it's women that they don't have that much discipline to just cut that off. They
Okay.
just gonna give in eventually. A lot of them
Okay.
because they don't have they can't just go home and go back to hugging their pillow. You know,
Oh my God.
they done
Wow.
found some nigga that live in the hood. They got green eyes or hazel
All right.
eyes,
Well, listen. I mean, there is
like
some old woman who younger people. I mean, younger guys. On that case, you adopt a child if you're bored. What else you gonna do?
what's that? What you say?
You can adopt a child and do something nice if you're bored, like an older woman. I don't understand this woman.
They don't have the discipline to they don't
Oh,
like
okay.
children. You know, they might be spinsters. I mean, you
I
got.
mean,
I'm just saying what you just said. Basically, like 10 minutes ago, you
yes.
said it's women that are paying these men to sleep with them. And
Hmm.
what I'm trying to tell you is that yeah, they do. It's a
Okay.
lot of guys that's
Well,
in
you
the
have
hood.
to at certain point, but
Yeah,
it has a level of it. What I'm saying is, it's not because you've been misfortunate, because you've been focusing on certain lifestyle, that you can't improve, and you have to stay humble. Like, if you have a person that you like, then you should do your part as a human being. That's how I see it. I mean,
oh, you saying if you see someone less fortunate and you like them, you shouldn't have no problems paying to
not
help that
paying,
person.
but
Um,
you offer the minimum thing that the person should not worry about. Like, you have a blessing to have, say, 3 bedroom. Okay?
mhm.
So if this person wants to try to be a normal functioning person, even at a small dusty level, as you call it, then that's fine. As long as you do your part as a human being, basically, it's fine. It is what it is. But to be a gigolo, mm-mm, nope. I don't
Well,
like
I mean,
clowns.
well, the thing is that you got poor people. You know what I'm saying? It's
I've
like
been with poor
you
people.
got
Where do you think I'm coming
you
from?
got
Like a
you
rich
got people.
background? I've been poor.
But I'm saying though, you got somebody like say for me,
Uh huh.
right? I mean, I've been tried to use like been used
American
about.
poor. Yeah.
I've been used before, right? I'll say that it's a woman that listens to me, my ex girlfriend. That I
Mhm.
think she kind of used me as like being a not a gigolo, but like a hobosexual.
Okay,
Like
so
she
what is a
used me
homosexual?
because that's like a lower tier
A roommate.
gigolo.
You said it at your last video. It was excellent, actually.
A hobosexual
Your
is like
roommate.
right below a gigolo. So
Okay.
like it's like somebody that basically is very good sexually and uses his sexual prowess for a place to stay, for a roof over his head.
But
You know
you
what I'm
can give
saying?
the roof over his head without having sex with the dude.
Yeah, in a perfect world, women of the past, not every woman thinks like you. You got
Okay.
women that are not you okay,
Thank you.
we don't live in a kind just
You
world.
look
You know what I'm
first of what
saying?
the person is about when he's functioning and he's happy, then we can actually share our life together. But what I'm
But they
saying is,
don't work like that.
oh, I don't
People are
care.
everybody has an agenda. Okay,
Oh, that's
everybody
the
has an
fucking problem.
agenda.
Yeah, no soul.
Everybody has are selfish. You know
Oh
what
my
I'm saying?
God.
But
Hey.
that person tried to play me like that. But But the
Yeah.
thing is that I played myself too. But the thing is that I had no desire to be any gigolo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good.
I never had that. But
Oh.
you got guys that do desire that. You got
Okay,
guys that
good for them.
call themselves Macs.
And I'm
A
sure some
Mac,
women like it too.
his
Good for
main
them.
focus
Yeah.
main focus is to get something out of a woman. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Not like a pimp, but what the difference between a Mac and a pimp is, a Mac he just trying to get whatever the woman actually has as far as her possessions. You know what I'm saying? That's
well,
that's
what do you
that's a
mean by
Mac.
has? I mean, what do you need? A roof on top of his head and not to worry about paying what he needs to be paid
Nah,
until he's
you got
kicking off
guys
his
that actually
goddamn
you got
ass.
guys that actually try to get women's money. They try to get their credit. They
Oh
try to
no,
get
no,
anything
no,
and
no,
everything out of a woman.
no.
Just like it's like a Mac is the reverse is a male
All this for
like a
sex?
female gold digger, a gold digger.
Right.
The opposite of a gold digger is a Mac.
Okay, got you.
For men, it's a Mac.
And that.
So a Mac is like a female gold digger, like a male gold digger.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
if the person after a couple months does not pick up himself, he's about nothing for himself. He has no soul. See you. Goodbye.
But that's you. It's not every. You know how many women? Okay, you might be like able to do that. It's even women
God
that will
will.
never entertain that. But it's a lot of women that they okay with that. They're okay with that because
Yeah.
the dude may be just what she looking for.
How you want to respect the guy in the house? Hmm?
Huh?
How you want to respect the guy in the house? What kind of relationship you
She
can have
don't she
with
don't
a dude
respect
like
him.
that? Oh, okay.
She don't respect him. I had a friend that
So why should she if you don't
he
respect
got
her?
married to a chick. He got married to a chick that was that she was rich pretty much.
Hmm.
She made a lot of money from her job, and
Okay.
he he got everything he wanted, but she talked to him like a dog because
Oh.
that's how she was. He ain't had no
Hmm.
he wasn't
He was
no
about nothing.
yeah, she talked to him like a dog, man. The way
Hmm.
way she talked to him, he told me what she would say to him, and I was like, God damn, I couldn't really deal with that because she talked
Mm-mm.
to him like she would say he left something in the trash, and she talked to him like she said what the basically cussed him out for not throwing away the trash, and it's just like stuff like that he had to deal with. But
Well, the trash it should be natural. I mean, you don't expect your girl to pick up the trash.
I know, but you don't cuss your man out because he just forgot to take the trash out one day. That's just not how that's supposed to
Oh,
work.
not to curse.
Yeah.
No, I need to
But
curse.
the thing is that he was trying to get like little small stuff. He
Right.
should have got more out of it, but he didn't. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
if she's extremely wealthy, I don't know what age she was. I don't know all that. You
She
know.
was probably in her 30s at the time. He was in his late 20s.
Okay. Well, that's a challenge
Yeah.
because a
But the
woman at her
thing,
30s,
but
she's
it's
at her
guys,
prime, prime, prime.
it's guys that do that, and have no problem, getting
Right.
actual cash.
I
They'll
understand.
it's guys that be like, it's 1,500 for me to be with you for the weekend.
Okay.
It's 500. Now I don't know how that's set up because I know that used to be on Backpage, but I know I just know that world exists, but
Right.
I ain't never know. I don't know no dude that okay for male strippers. That's
Oh
what they
yeah, I
do.
was shocked.
Yeah, yeah.
They do
Male
that
strippers
at birthdays and
they charge for sex.
mhm.
But other than strippers, I mean, it's guys that is out there that charge, but I don't know because the thing is that
It's
I
okay
don't know
then.
how that necessarily like a woman. All she got to do is come outside and look good. She can have sex with any guy damn
Right.
near that she wants. So
Absolutely.
to pay a dude to have sex.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I don't. That's a dynamic that one that's got to be
backwards.
very competitive, and it has to be some word of mouth type stuff because a lot of times women they go by referrals. So if they hear their girlfriend like chitter chat, she like, man, I know this one dude. He blow my back out, but he charged me $500 for
Yeah.
every time I want to get my back blown. He come and spend the night. That would be the
Well,
only way I know that would work because
okay.
I don't necessarily know too many. I ain't never met one guy that actually is a straight up gigolo. I ain't never
I
met. I
did.
know guys that
Um.
was max,
Right.
but see they do it. This is how they do it though. They come at it like, all right, they start driving their car, then they start using their credit cards, then they move
No.
in, then they start.
No, no,
They
no.
they
If the person come here like when I go to work, he's out.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what I know
I
that
don't care if
guys
that's
have
all day
done,
long.
or I heard that, but
I don't care.
I don't know guys that actually they
But what
just
I'm saying,
charge a fee and that's it, like five hundred
it
thousand
ain't going.
dollars for the weekend. I mean, I know it's
Yeah,
guys that do that,
this is
but I
insane.
ain't never met nobody that none of my friends start charge straight up like that. A couple of my friends was actually they tried to Mac, but I mean, I ain't never met nobody that just charged straight
There
up.
is a lot of them in on Periscope.
And where?
Periscope.
Periscope?
Yep.
What is Periscope?
It's a worldwide app. It's gonna close on March. They close it and they're moving to Twitter. But they used to show the entire world talking to each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know
And you
it. I
see
know
all those little
it used to
thugs
be.
everywhere and a lot of crazy women, but that's okay. Whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, they probably online. They probably online, but I don't know, man. I mean, I heard some of the chicks I went to high school mention that they would pay for a guy or whatever, but
Hmm.
guy women keep that secret. They don't talk about they them paying no guy, and they
Yeah, they have
definitely
parties together.
yeah, right, stripper parties. Okay,
Yeah,
you're right, because that's
that,
all I know as far as the strippers. They charge for
that's.
they
I mean, that's very
extras.
American, genius.
Yeah,
Um, but it's okay. I mean,
I mean,
you
but
know,
then you got to see. Here's the thing, though.
high school is too liberal. What are you gonna do?
But here's the thing, though. You got other countries that they have brothels, and then they also have harems, right? They have
But that's
the
different
how's that different?
because you've been taken care of from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle. you
Uh,
you yeah you live in your quarters and there is mundane thing going on. Those guys are busy.
uh,
They're doing their thing and they have always the first wife as they're young and then 10 years pass or something or 5, 6, 7 years and then they get another wife younger um because that's how it is. And then but there is a lot going on. It's completely different.
mm-hmm.
Mm. You don't have to worry about money.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is
Well,
safe.
a lot of women they wouldn't even sign up. They wouldn't sign up for that, man. They not in this country.
Well, no, because women here are liberated.
Liberated. What does that mean? Because I don't.
And we all came here try to find a lot of evil. I did it
mm,
too.
mm.
I'm not like Virgin Mary, but I understood a couple things. I'm like, wow. Hello.
But you know what? Some people. I think Floyd Mayweather. He has a harem. He got a little
Oh,
small
okay.
harem.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the wealthy guys. Why not?
Yeah.
If I was a guy and I had money, I had so many
Mhm.
chicks. Hello.
Yeah. But the thing is that and I think R. Kelly had something like that too. I think
Oh,
he has something similar to that. But
oh yeah,
yeah, it's
for
not that
sure.
many. But you know what? You know what typically happens.
But
What
this
typically
guy, he
happens in
take
this
care of you. You don't
country.
have to worry.
What typically happens now is that okay, one chick she knows the other chick, and they both have a baby by the same guy,
Mm-hmm.
and they both just have sex with that same baby daddy,
That's
and
right.
they just yeah they just don't they just they know that they both sleeping with the same guy.
Yeah, but this poor woman has
that's
also a
that's
maintenance in the
American.
house, and
That's the average. That's not the average, but that's quite common in America right now. The baby sharing one baby daddy.
right. I saw
Yeah,
that on the similarity indeed.
yeah. But
But that's okay. I mean, it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it function for people, I mean, good for them. The only thing that I don't like is the drug, the alcohol,
Mm,
the slappiness,
uh,
and bringing people here that are innocent.
mm.
Now I'm getting a little bit sad.
Why you said you getting sad?
Hmm.
Why are you getting sad? Because
Because
you
I feel
don't
the
have anybody,
energy.
huh?
I feel the energy of the children.
Oh, the
Sorry.
the energy of the children.
Like, is what I don't like is when children are involved and then because of the alcohol, the drugs, and whatever. The
Oh, you
the the
talking about the
slappiness.
children? All the
Yeah,
children of the people
yeah.
involved. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is sad. I mean I don't feel good. I don't
Hmm.
feel good when I see because when I get on the public transportation,
Making me sad.
I see a lot of people, or even just out in society, I see people that they're with their children, and then they talk to them like crap,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
I
you
was
could
looking. I'm like,
tell,
what?
yeah, you could tell that they like very
Oh,
low class and shit. Yeah, I mean, and then
hmm.
yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but I don't necessarily get depressed, but
I
I
am because
don't.
I can see the energy.
Yeah, I don't feel good about it, and it's definitely bad energy, definitely.
Yes,
But it's just like I mean, it just
but this is America. You can't tell this person. If it was in North Africa, you just get on that woman. You tell her what to do.
uh,
Period.
well, I
It would be
mean, you
over.
could you it's you'd be surprised, man, because it be people watching you. Like, I mean, I'm talking to you. It's another person that I have no idea. Maybe that might be Soul Shader. I don't know. Somebody else is watching. Okay,
Okay.
people. All you gotta do is start
Cheers.
up a YouTube channel. You got a channel, right?
I do.
And then just start expressing yourself. Say, man, I get tired every time I come outside and I see you scallywag ass hoes smelling like Hennessy and weed, and your kids are depressed because you talk to them like
Right.
dog crap and you treat them like shit, and it just makes me so depressed. I just go home and I just want to ball in the corner and cry. You just say that, man, somebody gonna listen to that, and you
Okay,
might
I'll
make them
try.
change. You might change that. You might
Hmm.
help them change their wicked ways. Cause see, that's what I do. I do just what you said, and I say it just like I just said it. And I just said that and somebody just dropped off. I make them like my daddy used to say. I make them run away.
Good. See you.
I make a whole bunch of people run away, man. That's what I do because the thing is that yeah, um, it takes the truth hurts, man, to people that don't want to try to change themselves and they want to stay the same way.
Hmm.
It hurts, man, because people a lot of times people live secret lives of failure, and all kind of stuff, man. they live a life of a lot of people live a life of mediocrity and below mediocrity, and they don't want to change because it's pain to change. I should get that on a t-shirt. It's pain to change. It's easy to stay, within the bullshit. It's easy to just stay that way. If I never changed, I had to change because I had too many people involved. I had children, and I wanted more children and stuff like that. So I couldn't stay the way I couldn't stay on no lower level. I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if I had no children or something like that, I still couldn't, because I had no way to do nothing but go up, because I was living with my sister, and I just had to change, But let's say I didn't. It wouldn't have took nothing to not do nothing. All I had to do was just stay there and not do anything. And then I just be a nothing ass mother, nothing ass, you know what I'm saying? You know what? But I had to change because for me and myself and my children, I had to change,
Yeah, you can do your best. All you can do is do your best.
Yeah.
So your vibration stays up.
Yeah. I just had to. I had no way of and then I want things out of life. I wanted, the best things out of life. I'm the only person that's gonna be able to get that, Now I could use my dick to get it, but I don't wanna be a gigolo. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be. I don't want. I don't have it in me, because I can't. That life, you gotta listen to everything what women tell you to do. You gotta do it. You gotta be with women you don't want to necessarily be with. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't live that life.
But you have to believe in God first, though, because without the faith, because if you feel invulnerable, then you think you can gain your way, then you're evil.
Mm-hmm.
And you belong where you belong.
Right. Yeah, I definitely couldn't live that life. I I wanted to be with my ex-girlfriend, but when it just seemed like it was just like, well, it wasn't equitable. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't a lot of equity. It was like, okay,
she slowed you down.
Just no, it wasn't even that. It was just like, basically, it was like she wanted me to fill a void. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I felt it. I felt it, but then she didn't want to do what I wanted. So it was like, it was lopsided. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I just, things transpired the way they transpired. She thought I was dealing with somebody else. And she kicked me out, and that's it. I bought a house, then I bought another house, and then on my third house, I'm just gonna keep buying houses, man. So if nothing else, to fight homosexuality, you should learn how to fix up houses and buy houses for the cheap, so you don't have to be a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? One of my niece's grandfathers, he's a carpenter. He said, don't ever not have no place to live. Always have you someplace to go, because a broad can kick you out. I don't care who it is. It could be your wife. It could be any woman. She could kick you out at the drop of the hat. And then where you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? She said, always have you someplace to go. No matter what. I don't care what it is. He always, and I never, I never forget that. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I never forget that. You know what I'm saying?
You always have to listen to the elders.
You know what I'm saying? He said, always have a place to stay. I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, that's my way. That's my way of dealing with everything, man. Because I don't like renting apartments and shit. I hate apartments.
I hear
I
you.
hate paying rent. I hate it with a passion. I hate it. Like I can't stand rent. I can't stand paying rent. I mean, it's like I can understand if you got a temporary situation. Like I would love to find a rental now, but I can't find no place. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody got all this red tape, but right, like a long term thing to rent. I can't stand that. I don't know how people do it that live in my neck of the woods, because you can get a house for fairly cheap. In most cases, you can get a house for less than the cost of rent every month, right? So I don't see why people rent happy. But the thing is that a lot of people, they just stuck paying rent, and it's like I just look at rent as temporary, like temporary situation. I don't look at rent being long term. Like other than if you like live in high cost areas like California, Miami, New York, East Coast. Yeah, it might be you gotta rent for a longer term because it costs so much to pay, for a house. But like even California, San Diego, Los Angeles, but where I'm from, where I'm at, Chicago, in the hood, you can buy a hood house 50 grand and fix it up, everything, $50,000. If you want to live outside the hood, 150 large out the door. You can have your house, nice little garage, 4-bedroom, 2 baths, 150 yards. That's it. Like, I mean, and if you want to live like in a freaking upper class neighborhood or a very nice neighborhood, about a half a million. 400 at the very low, 400 grand. But I mean, I know in California, $400,000, you're gonna be living in the ghetto. I know that. I've looked at the prices in California. You know what I'm saying, in Los Angeles. But that's the thing here. Like it's people that they paying $1,500 to pay for rent in an apartment,
Yes.
and you can pay $1,500 to get you a nice house outside of the ghetto, outside in like a poor neighborhood, and live good for $1,500. You know what I'm saying? But it's people. A lot of times, it's women that do that, because a lot of times women, they don't know how to fix up houses. Their idea, even because they're taught, people, a lot of times women are taught you only supposed to get a house until you get a man or till you get a husband. So a lot of times women, they ain't never got no husband, so they never get no house, because
Oh
they wait.
wow. Okay.
No, I swear to God. Nah, man, go go ask somebody else. Like, no bullshit. I'm not making this up.
I
They
think
won't tell you
it's
this. This is like something.
single woman. It's a big market actually.
No, like literally, like women. They typically, I'm talking about mainly black women. They do not get no house. Not all of them. I don't mean all, but a lot of them don't never get no house because they waiting for Prince Charming to come save them and go get it married, and they have this big marriage and wedding or whatever Brady Bunch. No, I'm not making this up. I mean,
No
you know what I'm
wedding.
saying? This is literally real. Like, I wish somebody else would come up and tell me I ain't bullshitting, because like it's literally like this. Like a lot of times women, they waiting for a guy to come marry them or put them, like they be even in a serious boyfriend and girlfriend situation, or even whatever, and then they go get a house together, really get married. That's our
Okay.
ideal situation. They get married and then they go get a house together, and then the guy know how to do everything
Well,
and
that makes sense
fix,
if you're very young, though.
huh?
If you're very young, it makes sense.
No, these bras, man, be like this till they old as
What?
hell. They be old as hell and live like this. I swear to God, man, it's a women thing. It's just how women are socialized. Women are socialized like Barbie dolls to have some guy come in a knight in shining armor, sweep them off their feet, get them a ring, marry them, and carry them over the threshold because that's what they do in this country. Like,
I
and
can't
maybe
believe
in
it.
Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, you supposed to, I don't know what, smash on the glass when you get married, and then,
Well, I'm divorced, but when you divorce, first of all, it's you older though, so I don't know how it is in the Arabic country actually, but usually the women stay alone actually, then the children end up taking care of her.
uh huh. Yeah, I understand. Like you supposed to you supposed to take the bed sheets and when the bloody bed sheets and then
Hmm.
show them to the family that you consummated the marriage. I mean, I'm a son of an immigrant, so I understand other cultures too. But the thing is that in this country, this the wedding ceremony, the Western wedding ceremony is the guy, he picks up the girl, and I don't even know how that works because a lot of women are obese. They supposed to pick up the woman and carry them over the threshold. Okay, so what threshold are we picking it up in? And it's ideally in their mind, it's not typically an apartment; it's a house, right? So they're waiting for somebody to pick them up over the threshold. That's not happening. So they're not picking themselves up by the threshold, and then they don't even okay, the thing is that I think another reason that women typically live in apartments is because they like the security of living amongst other people. Because another thing is, and this kind of goes into like socio psychology, women don't like to be by themselves. The idea of them being by themselves in the house by themselves is kind of like creepy to them, and they're kind of scared of that, so they don't do that either, because it's like being in a house by themselves with just their dog or even just with their children is kind of spooky to them. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like security and all kind of stuff, right? They still don't like that because if they be in an apartment building, it's like you're in an apartment building, you're surrounded by other people. It's a little bit more security to them, right? So that's what that another reason. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. Like, I don't know, like, you got a channel, right? Women should be listening to you. They shouldn't be listening to all these other goofballs, because the thing is they don't understand. And what they don't understand is that it's like my grandmother. When my grandfather died, she knew what time it was. She had to be super submissive. Okay, she had to do everything, you know, my grandfather that I know, that's not my biological grandfather, basically wanted. She had to, because she had no other choice. She had 5 children. She had nowhere to go but down, and she had to be submissive. She had to do whatever this guy pretty much said. She literally had to. She had no other position. It's not a lot of women are willing to just basically be a slave to a man. Basically, a lot of women don't understand that dynamic. Like, they'd rather be a slave to their job, to their boss, but they don't want to be slave to a man and reap the benefits just like they do to from their job. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at a man as the same person that could save them. You know what I'm saying? Just like that job saves their ass every month to be able to pay that rent.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like you get what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, right?
that's right. But there's also, the guys are not raised well.
Oh, well, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It ain't that many. It ain't I'm not it's not that many that have the ideology that I have. A lot of men that have the same ideology I have are dead and are dying, and they're
Yeah, how come?
not
Yeah,
being
the sex is not,
recustomized.
chastity is not worshipped anymore.
Yeah, it the religious centers are dying, and it's more of a spirituality. I was gonna talk about
It's
that.
not clean.
I
It's
mean,
dirty
the,
and
the thing is
lost.
that this kind of goes into what I was thinking about, right? So, in America, we kind of talked about this earlier. So in America, when you have this sexual freedom that we both know does not exist in other countries, such as the country you mentioned in the countries in North Africa, Middle
Yeah,
East, other countries such as Pakistan, even parts of India, they don't have the sexual freedom that we have in America. But
yeah,
with freedom, right, comes you know um great responsibility, right? See,
exactly.
going back to the mind, body, and soul, even myself, I have to abstain somewhat because I can't get with every woman because every woman can't handle me. You got crazy women out here, you got dangerous women out here that'll kill you because you break up with them or whatever the case may be. So I have to be extremely selective. And then
Hmm.
also when it comes to the sexual freedom, you got diseases out here.
Oh,
You
you have
got
monster.
yeah, you got
There
you
is new
got
diseases, STDs.
yeah, you got
The blue
people.
waffle. Check it out.
I seen enough of that, like as far
Hmm.
as on the internet. That's old.
Yep.
But you got
Monster.
you got people that are very destructive. You got a lot of stuff when it comes to that sexual freedom, right? And a lot of people can't handle that freedom. They can't handle it because
Too much
um
freedom.
it's too much for them to handle. What happens? A lot of women get in a situation where they have sex with the guy and they don't have a plan, and then next thing you know, they have to go get an abortion. Then their soul is rotted. Their soul is very damaged. They're damaged souls now. They're killers of their own baby, and then they have to walk around with this angst and anguish for the rest of their life. You know,
Yep.
and they can't handle this shit. It really is not. It's for the best person that has the best mind, body, and soul to handle this freedom, right? This sexual freedom, right? They can't. Most people can't handle that, and even most people have some problems or has been afflicted by other people.
It
You know,
started with images.
like myself. Like I've had two women that had an
Can you hear
abortion.
me, Junior?
They had an abortion, and I had to look back and be like, you know what? I have to look at women that actually, are pro life, not trying to kill my baby just because they just want to have sex and they feel that I'm an inferior male in other aspects, but they just want the sex, but they, something happens, they look at me as inferior. So, that type of dynamic, and then of course, you got guys that want to have an abortion and all that type of stuff, but it's like, it's a lot of people out here, man, that just don't know how to deal with this shit. This is so it's so free that a lot of people they get they get caught up in this freedom, whereas other countries, yeah, they don't really allow that freedom. You know, they have parts where, you know, they might allow it, but other tribal parts where they don't, and it's a reason that they don't. But the thing is that um it's not necessarily, you got to kind of look at it from like a lens of, well, okay, if society, you know, just say if society stepped in, a lot of people wouldn't even be able to have children because it would not, you know, it would be consequences if you didn't do things a certain way, if you didn't get married before you had sex, or it definitely, if you, a punishment for a woman having an abortion would be death. You would die right after your baby, after you killed your baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these other countries, right? I mean, they might be very very strict, but then okay, it's
They
a reason
have
for
more
that,
faith.
huh?
I
Yeah,
think they
yeah,
have more
faithless.
faith.
Yeah, even dealing with faithless women. That's another thing. I mean, you're right. Like, I had to look.
They don't teach you faith when you're little. It's not a mandatory thing anymore.
Your voice is very low and muffled. I can
Oh, I
barely
was
hear.
saying, I believe that faith or like, believe in God is not mandatory in schools anymore. So now it is becoming completely free.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like I say, it's mind, body, and soul. If you notice, one thing I noticed is that like, you got some people, like, if you have a lot of times people, like, yeah, your body, all of them need to be in alignment, but a lot of times, if you overlooked any of those, if you overlook your soul, if you overlook your body, if you overlook your mind, like, everything goes out of whack. And the thing
That's
is
right.
that when it comes to the soul, you got a lot of soulless people that are like walking around like my little girl, man. She's 4 years old, but she talks about zombies. I don't know where she learned about zombies, but you got a lot of people walking around like zombies. They're like soulless. They don't believe in no God. They just believe in, basically, this is it. I gotta eat and I gotta survive, and that's it. And then, I mean, they functional people, but you got people that actually, even, they believe in God, but they, don't really practice their, uh they don't know any ideas, as far as they don't meditate, they don't pray when things get really really bad. Like me, I used to pray 5 times a day. I used to do all of that stuff. When it comes to Islam, I used to do all that. But the thing is that right now I learned to just be like, kind of like Abraham. Like, I don't go to no church. I don't go to no masjid. I don't. I just It's just me, and I believe in my faith, and I do still believe in, you know what I'm saying, believe in God. But I'm like, solitude. My faith in my religious practices, or whatever, is just between me and my creator. I don't confine to any religion or anything like that. But the thing is that a lot of people,
But
I
that's
mean, they
so
might not even have that. You know what I'm saying? Like when I pray, I don't even really I only pray when things are really really bad. And
that's not good, genius. Be careful.
I think it is, because the thing is that
So you
when
call it
I
whatever
when
you're
I
not doing good?
when I bother God, it's bad. And when I
Okay.
pray, I ain't gonna even lie to you. When I pray, my prayers get answered. When I pray, things happen, and it's like, a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you have
even
to
like to. I
do
don't
the
even.
grace.
I don't even bother God with like minimal things or like basic things. Like I just
Mm,
don't do that. Like
okay.
when I pray, mountains get blown up. Like that's how strong my faith is. And I really, I like I say, I only pray when it's like,
Come.
you know, I really need or yearn for something or whatever like that. A lot of things that I'm already getting, I prayed years ago for. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that that's what I choose to do. But that's better than if nobody prays at all. Like somebody that doesn't pray at all or
Right.
doesn't use the power of prayer, that's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because pray on my blog, on my first blog, on my blog spot, I talked about like powers that a lot of times people don't know about. Like prayer is a power. Like if it a lot of times people don't actually know the power of prayer. It's actually a power. You know what I'm
I'm not
saying?
speak about that.
Yeah.
It's not my place.
It is a power. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like you got people that don't even harness that power, don't know about that power, not even taught that power. You know, but that definitely messes up your soul.
I don't care if
Even
somebody is from whatever religion, as long they are balanced and respectful and follow the natural laws of respect.
mhm.
That's all.
And the thing is that messes up your balance when you don't have your soul clean and your soul pure. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That messes up your balance. And your mind, a lot of times, a lot of times it's what you think. It's how if you got a strong mind, you can easily
I
be
have a
rich.
strong mind. I
You can
resonate a lot with warriors type of energy. That's where I find my salvation.
I mean, you could just capitalize on almost everything if you got a strong mindset. You know, a lot of it, you don't necessarily have to be this strong macho warrior man. A lot of times you could just you could just think your way because your brain is more powerful than your body and your might will ever be. You know, like a lot of times if you think your way to a lot of things, it'll come about. You could like you know I have a system, you know, when it comes to real estate. You know, I can buy a property. I know how to, you know, buy property. I know how to fix up properties. I have a system. I have a
Wait,
mindset.
can I ask you a question, Janice?
Yeah, yeah.
When you were practicing, so in America they say Bismillah when they start something and Alhamdulillah when they finished.
Yeah, I was that. I was into, you know, alhamdulillah, but bismillah,
Uh huh.
inshallah, you know,
Inshallah.
all of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, my name is Arabian name, you know.
Okay.
But
Good.
yeah, but the thing is that I never forgot none of that. I mean, I still have I read the Bible, I still read the Quran. I mean, all of that. That's why I'm very intelligent. You know, if like they tell people like these Christian pastors, they say don't read that book, don't read the Quran, and in secret, that's what they do. They join these, you know,
Oh
Masonic
yeah.
organizations, these
Perhaps.
Shriners, and they read that book. They
I have
worship
no
that book. They
idea.
call in secret. That's what they worship because it's power in that book.
I
A
don't know.
lot of power.
I was an Orthodox by my father, but now I'm try to be I prefer the Hebrew side in this country, so that's what I relate to as a, you know,
I
a
mean,
believer
if you like,
of
if
the Messiah, Jesus
most of the
Christ.
intelligent people that I know in this country, they know about the Bible.
Yes.
They can recite. They might not know passages in the Bible, but they can recite it. I'm no different. I mean,
Okay.
I've read the Bible. I've read many passages in the Bible, but how I get to genius level, that Quran. I also read the
That's
Quran.
fine.
A lot of Christians, they taught from an early age to disdain anything in all aspects of Islam,
Can I
and
say something?
that's where they you know, jumped off the cliff because you got people that study the Quran and they're geniuses, man. They're millionaires. They're living good. You know, they live very very.
I Can I just cut you for a second?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. I'm Orthodox, given from my father as for Jesus, but I always been somebody that I don't like idolatry. So whatever, I don't like people who are making everything as an idolatry. I don't have zero idolatry. I just follow the energy of the healthiness of what this planet is giving to us, and that's it. And follow the
Well, that's
commandment.
well.
Follow the commandment.
The thing is that you know, it's a lot of passages in the Bible that talk about,
People
you know,
idolatry, like they
like the meek,
worship money or worship
like no no
women
no
or
like
worship this
like
style or
the
worship it.
meek
No.
the meek shall inherit the earth. That's one Bible passage. The borrower will become slave to the lender. I mean, it's stuff like that that will make you that puts you in a position to where you will be enriched. You have no choice if you follow certain common sense, like, you know, passages. You ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing that goes with the Quran. I mean, that's what I mean by that. It's certain things in it that if you read it and comprehend it, you have no choice but to be of a higher tier in society. You know what I'm saying? People respect my name a lot of times because they like, okay, well, I know this guy, you know, he probably, you know, I expect certain things from this particular individual because of his name. You know, whereas, you know, maybe I don't know, if my name was John Q, I mean, maybe they just another, you know, whatever. But I mean, that's what I mean by that. I mean, I don't worship money. Like the love, like, I mean, the thing
You
about it
have to
is
make money, but some people, what I'm saying, are
I'm not a
worshiping.
money worshiper. Like
Yeah,
I literally, you know what, I wanted to, like, like here's the thing.
you have to make money. We all
I
have to make money, but
We
not
do, but
worshiping money.
yeah, but the thing is, like, when I got off work today, I normally take an afternoon nap and then I go, you know, do something like do a side hustle or something like that. I was like,
Hmm.
nope, I'm not doing it today because I don't want to deal with it, right? So I didn't do it. Okay. Like you know, other people, they will literally, because of my situation that I'm in now, they would not sleep. They will work end over end to make as much money as they can to get out of their situation very, very quickly and fast, right?
And
Well,
nothing wrong with that for a little
it is
passage of
nothing
time.
wrong. It is nothing wrong with that. But the thing is with me is that sleep is very, very much
Oh
important to
yeah,
me because I've been in situations where I couldn't sleep and I just get, you know, went off, you know,
made you
off the
sleep.
cliff. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So sleep is very, very much essential to me. I will sleep. I'll sleep more
I sleep first.
than
Yep.
make more money.
I sleep first
And it's
and get money. Yes.
I think it's even billionaires that said the same thing. Like, I'd rather go get some good sleep than go make some more money. Like, I mean, I did that's and then you know what the thing is that I done seen people kill themselves at an early age chasing money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I done seen
that's
my
sad.
mama, my mom, my dad. I done seen a lot of people chase money and they chase themselves to an early grave. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots of wealth in this country, lots of wealth in this world. A lot of times, like, you know, one thing I'll say, I was chasing women. Like, my friend, he started to
Hmm.
chase, like, he was chasing women, like we was still in high school. I had to tell him, I said, man, hey, I ain't, I ain't in high school, or I'm not 19 no more. I'm not about to chase little young women with you no more, man. I stopped chasing women, and women started coming to me. You know, I ain't
Okay.
even have to chase them. You know, so and then at the very least, I know these women ain't you know, they more, you know. a lot different, a little different, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, man.
I
Money,
mean,
I think is the same,
men look
same.
at women like a little yummy cake.
I mean, money is the same thing, man. I ain't gotta chase money, man. You know, once people feel like they can use money to get you, like if you chase money, if money is your everything, next thing you know, basically, um, they'll use you
And people,
they'll give you some money to trap you to
oh
get
yeah,
you to
that
do
sucks.
something. You know, because
That
that's what
sucks.
a hitman is. A hitman kills people for money. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
that's evil.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I would never kill anybody for any money. You know, because I
Lahfad.
don't chase money. I don't
Tu sais
worship
quoi?
money.
Do you remember this? Lahfad.
No.
God forbid.
Right. Yeah. Astaghfirullah. That's what I remember.
Ah, astaghfirullah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I
Astaghfirullah.
remember. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stuff, man. People could learn. But I definitely, man, I got both of those books. I don't read as much. I don't read as a
Well,
lot.
you'll get to it when you maybe
Yeah.
you're busy now with your what you do, and it's okay. Everything has its own time. We always have to be humble and thankful, and
Mm,
because some people had it at the birth very badly,
yeah.
and that's really unfortunate. You know, that's what I
Right.
realized in this whole picture of this free land.
Um, right. Yeah. It's a lot, but yeah. I mean, I mean, it's a lot to learn, definitely. But it's a situation where that's what I try to think. I try to think.
Yeah, you're a very motivating person. You're like you know what you learn. You're passionate about it, and we learn a lot. Thank you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep. That's what I try to do. I try to look and observe, but it's everybody can learn from somebody else. Even if it's
Exactly,
not to do that. Do something or whatever. But
exactly.
I definitely think so.
You have to learn. You have to also choose the right teacher, not
Right.
listen to the evil people.
I mean, well, the thing is that when I hear goofiness or stupidity, I just turn away. It's
Right.
a lot of times it's hard for me to go back. Like when when I hear a lot of stupidity or foolishness, I just turn away. I just don't listen anymore. And then I just a lot of times I don't go back. I just stay away for a long time.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Propaganda, manipulation. I
yeah,
learn a lot for sure.
yeah,
It's okay to observe, but just
yeah.
don't fall into the BS.
But I mean, I can't get around the whole thing. The whole dynamic is we do I do need wealth. You know what I'm saying? Wealth is definitely something that go right back to. I mean, after all of the kumbaya talk, how can I get wealthy? You know what I'm saying? How can I gain wealth? How can I get more wealth? That always goes back to it because I get reminded.
By
You know,
having by being studied, by having discipline, and strive until the end, until you reach, right?
right? Yeah, exactly.
Get better and better.
Right, right.
Like sometimes sacrifice things. That pays off too, I think. I sacrifice a lot of things. That's why I'm speaking like that.
Mm, yep. So that's what I do. I just, but I'm gonna get off of here because I didn't plan
Yes,
on going this far, but
let's see. It's been
I
a
definitely
while.
appreciate it. I
I
definitely
did too,
appreciate the
genius.
conversation.
I did too, and then thank you for
Mhm.
all your wonderful time and let me have a conversation, a quality conversation tonight. Thank you, and please take care.
You too. All
Okay,
right.
how we